Welcome to Quick Bites from the Web Design Launchpad. I am Mohit Gupta. Now, if you're a newbie to the website world in terms of you want to build a website for yourself, I'm sure you're going to be quite confused. When you talk to various web developers, web designers and more, they present to you a whole lot of stuff which you don't understand because there are a lot of tech terms involved. The purpose of the Web Design Launchpad is to help you build your website the non-tech way. So what are the key things which are essential to build a website? When you start your journey for building your own website, either for your business or for your startup, or even for projecting yourself as a powerful resource for some organization for employment purposes, a website goes a long way towards that end. To build a website, the first essential thing that you need is a domain name. What exactly is a domain name? Let me do a quick search with the terms domain name. The moment I press enter, a lot of advertisements pop up. First is from Big Rock, second is from GoDaddy, Namecheap, Hostinger. These are various providers who register a domain name. Now the domain name is like an address, a postal address to your website and whatever you put on your website. This is the first essential thing you need to have for building your website. Let me go to the website of one premium provider that I use, that is GoDaddy. On the first page itself, you get a section where you can type in whatever you want. Let us say you want to create a website for home food. You do a quick search and various websites are available. Of course, homefood.com is very expensive. Doesn't make sense. So homefood.fun, homefood.space, etc. etc. Various options are shown by the domain website and you need to register one of these domains to continue. You can also buy a domain by your own name. Let us say Mohit Gupta. I want mohitgupta.com. Whether it's available or not available, it's not available. Alternative mohitgupta.in. I can purchase mohitgupta.in. I can use hyphens. I can also purchase mohitgupta.co, mohitgupta.live. So various domains are available. The first thing that needs to be purchased is a domain name. Now, buying a domain does not really give you a website because ultimately any website is a bunch of code. Whether you use a technological platform to build it or you ask your web designer or developer to build your website. Ideally, a web designer is somebody who adds the flair, the color, the design to your website, and a web developer is who writes the functionality code behind. The second important thing that you really need to build your website is something called hosting space. So what exactly is a hosting space? A hosting space is a physical, or I should say a digital space in the internet world where the data and the code related to your website will actually sit. This friend of mine who purchased a domain name and an email pack from the domain provider, but that was unnecessary because there are a lot of providers in the hosting space. When you buy hosting, ideally you can get free email from these people and it works pretty well. For all my websites as of today, I have not gone in for a professional provider, not even Google Workspace or Zoho or anybody like that. So there are various providers who provide hosting, and one of the foremost that I use is a provider called Namecheap. Here you have hosting which can be shared. It can be a WordPress hosting, it can be reseller hosting, VPS or dedicated server. Nowadays, another term called cloud hosting has also become very popular. So this is the second essential requirement for a website. Once you've purchased the domain name and the hosting space, there are procedures by which you can link both of these together. How will you build your website the non-tech way? Well, there are various platforms available, and ideally in today's world, when we build a website, we would like to add a database behind it. Now, database based websites are known as CMS website or content management system websites. So let me do a quick search on a CMS platform. CMS website platform. Now let me search for this term called CMS based website platforms. As we scroll down on the screen, Google gives me 15 best CMS for 2021. The first is WordPress, second is Drupal, third is Magento, fourth is PrestaShop. If you really look at it, the first 5 are the most used CMS platforms, and they help you to build your websites the drag and drop way. So it is important for you to select a proper platform. If you look at it in the screen itself, Google shows you that over 42% of all websites of the world use WordPress, making it the most popular CMS system in the world. In Web Design Launchpad also, we cover primarily WordPress for building our website. Let me give a quick recap to you. The first thing you need to have, or rather purchase, is a domain name. Then the second thing that you need is a hosting platform. The third thing, you need to identify your website's main platform, which I normally recommend as WordPress. What is the fourth thing that you really need to do to build your website? If you want your website to be effective, you need to plan its content. If you really look at the brick and mortar synergy to a website, you have an address for your shop. That becomes something like the domain name. Then you have a shop somewhere, which is a physical shop, either inside a mall or maybe in a multi-story building or as an independent store. That is your hosting space. After that, you build your shop. Whatever you want to add, first is the infrastructure. You create a kind of a room or multiple set of rooms wherein you will put in your products. Thereafter, you put in the furniture and the shelves. This is all what is done by the CMS platform for you. You add the products, whatever you want to sell, any services that you want to provide, and finally your shop is ready. But then for doing all this, you need to plan your shop out, which product will be displayed where, etc., etc. Similarly, in the website world, you need to plan your content, what you want to portray, how you want to portray, whether it's going to be a one-page website or there are going to be multiple pages, whether you will add e-commerce and stuff. So planning a website again becomes very important, and this planning has to be based out of your business need, your purpose, the purpose for which you are building the website. What is the fifth important thing? Taking the same synergy ahead of a physical shop. Once you've built the shop, you can't just leave it like that. You have to constantly maintain the shop. You have to keep cleaning it. If there are leakages, let's say due to rains or something, you'll have to patch them up. So that is like maintaining the code, the back-end maintenance for a website. Then you will need to add and remove products. You've sold some products, you'll bring in new products. So that is the content maintenance of your website. So maintaining the website both in the back end and for content is the fifth important thing that is needed for building your website. And yes, the Web Design Launchpad is all about building your website without having the technical knowledge for building your website. You can actually build your website the non-tech way. So, this is Mohit Gupta, and the 5 things that we covered today which are needed for building a website: the domain name, the hosting space, the platform, the content, and the maintenance. If you take care of this, a website is going to serve you for a long time. I'm sharing the link to my program, which is called the Kickstarter program, and it covers in detail, step by step, as to what you need to do to start your website. So a simple basic website, you can easily start using our Kickstarter program. You can purchase this program from the link given below. Thank you. Have a good day. Come, join my program. My name is Mohit Gupta. The Web Design Launchpad is all about building your own website the non-tech way without having any major technical knowledge.